Hi, and welcome to episode 18 of the Cat Lady podcast. I'm going to look at my notes because I always say the episode name and then our number and never know if I'm right, so I'm right. It's episode 18. It's July 27th, 2015. Welcome. I'm Andrea, the Cat Lady. That's 2 T's, craft all the things. It's Monday, and I am tired. And I say this like every week. Why do I record on Monday? But it's just the best day that works for me. So yeah, it was a busy weekend. It was a fun weekend, but we'll get into that in a minute. And let me get the formalities out of the way. Like I said, I'm the Cat Lady. You can find me on Instagram as the Cat Lady, Ravelry, the Cat Lady. I can remember 2 T's. Yeah, I got tagged on Facebook with the 1 T, so I clicked on on Instagram. So there's the Cat Lady with 1 T on Instagram. So she's probably like, what was this all about? But so I am the Cat Lady with 2 T's. I have socks hanging out in the background here. Okay. But anyways, Instagram, I have a Facebook group, the Cat Lady Podcast, or it's the Cat Lady Craft All the Things, Ravelry group, Cat Lady Podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much majority. I'm majority on Instagram, and Ravelry, so welcome back if you are returning, and if you're a new viewer, welcome. Hope you, enjoy the craziness that is myself. And the craziness that is my hair. Yeah, not a busy week last week, but a busy weekend. So, let me get some podcast stuff out of the way first. I'm doing a draw for the shawl giveaway, the shawl pattern giveaway, Grimes by Megan Sanders. So stay tuned to the end of the podcast, and I will do the drawing for that. There's also the CATT along, so the craft all the things along, going on in my Ravelry group. So any finished objects you have, it's going on for another month. It started in June, it ends August 30th, so I record on August 31st, so I thought that'd be a perfect time to do the drawing for that. So the thread will lock August 30th, 9-10 o'clock. I think I put 9 o'clock in the notes, but whenever I go to bed, I'll lock the thread. Or maybe I should keep it open all night. I don't know. I could just lock it first thing in the morning before I record. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that, because then that's technically, you get a little bit of the 31st. So maybe I'll go in and change that. So the thread will lock first thing in the morning on the 31st. So if you're up bright and early and you have something you can post on the 31st, go for it. So, because I'll record that morning. So, and show will hopefully be uploaded that later that afternoon. But any finished objects, really. I mean, it was kind of a summer themed, but whatever. It's kind of turned into just whatever things crafty you've made this summer. Please put your finished objects in that thread, and you can enter to win the and as many as you want. We have lots of people that have entered lots of things. So, I mean, because it's for the whole summer. So, but you can win a skein of yarn from Chasing Acorns in a bright orange. I'll just post a picture instead of pulling it out. I don't want to keep pulling it out of the bag. A bag that I made, some stitch markers that I made, and a credit from the Canadian Knitter podcast, Sarah. $6 credit for any pattern of your choice on Ravelry. So that's a pretty good package. I'm pretty excited about that. So that's the cat along. So again, it's in the Ravelry group. Come check it out and show me what you got. I love seeing all these finished objects. It's so much fun. And such a variety. I have a lot of sewing bags, a lot of, there's some socks. What else? We had someone who painted a crate, repurposed a crate to hold her knitting stuff, or crafty stuff. Some handmade cards. Lots of crocheted knit market bag style bags. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. So I'm excited to wrap that up, even though, boy, that's only a month away. I can't believe we've flown through summer so quick. So that's that, and then I'm going to do this giveaway today, and then I will sometime this week probably set up my 100 member giveaway. So I've crossed over 100 members on Ravelry. I have a little over 100 on YouTube, so perfect time for a 100 member giveaway. Again, I'm going to do it through Ravelry, so I don't know, I need to do some research. So I don't know if everyone that's on YouTube is on Ravelry and, you know, other way around. So if you are part of both, or, you know, if you aren't part of both, come join in both. It's easier to do the giveaways on Ravelry. It's not like I can do it on YouTube, but I don't know if I can do it through like a Google setup or something. So I'm not really sure. I'd like to be an all-encompassing giveaway, so especially since it's 100 members on Ravelry and 100 members on YouTube. So give me some time to think about that, and also I need to get some prizes together. I have some stitch markers from the Tangled Skeins CA Sue, who is part of Two Tangled Skeins podcast. She donated me some stitch markers to give away, so that'll be part of it. In my brain, I was thinking of trying to contact some local Etsy shops, so some local indie dyers and stuff that, you know, maybe just need a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Advertising? I don't know. Something. I was looking for people that maybe just didn't have a super busy shop. So, you know, only a handful of sales, maybe newer, haven't been around very long. And somewhere in Michigan. I don't know. Something I thought that'd be fun to support someone local that maybe is up and coming, or yarn dyer, or you know, some hand spun or something, just to see if they wanted to donate something. If you are watching and listening and you want to donate something to a giveaway, that'd be awesome. The response from you guys as far as donating things to me has been amazing. You know, I've had, you know, the fiber and the fabrics and the yarn and the stitch markers, and it's just been great. And I love being able to share that with all of you too. So, so yeah, I was gonna try to contact a few people to see if they'd be interested in a giveaway, because of course I'd then put their name out for them. So I don't know, win-win for everyone, maybe. So, oh, I did have the yarn to give away. I did already have yarn to give away. That's right, from Angela. But I'm still gonna work on getting some other samples too, just because I'd like to do lots of giveaways. So, but I do have that yarn. I kind of forgot about that already, even though I've talked about it the last couple weeks. So yarn in a bag. Maybe I can find someone that makes stitch markers. No, I have stitch markers. Maybe I can find someone that makes bags. I make bags, but maybe I can get someone else's bag. I don't know. It's Monday. So week in review, like I said, not much going on this week. It was very hot, which, okay, I can't complain, because all I've done is, like, the first half of summer, all I did is complain it was too cold. So I'm not going to complain it was too hot, but it was hot. So we spent a good chunk of time outside this week. Had let the kids play in their little splash pool, and got some knitting done outside, which is always nice. But, you know, nothing too exciting this week. Just I did get a lot of crafting done. Got some bags done and worked on some knitting. This weekend, however, was like super busy. So Saturday was the Maker Faire. If you haven't heard of the Maker Faire, that's the traveling show that I think then they specialize on, they take local people, local groups, but the Maker Faire itself is kind of a traveling entity to a few major cities. Detroit's had it. I think they said this was the 5th year it's been here, and we've been to a couple. We went to the first one because, you know, once it showed up, it's at a local museum, Henry Ford Museum, which is an amazing museum. They have so many really cool artifacts and displays and everything, old cars and old furniture, and just all sorts of historical stuff, like presidential cars, you know. And then there's a whole village, Greenfield Village, attached to it, which has a bunch of old, like, Thomas Edison's lab and, you know, all these Heinz ketchup house or something, you know, like. So if you've never been to the Henry Ford Greenfield Village and you're in the area, you have to check that out. It's definitely worth it. We have a membership there, so we try to go numerous times a year. So, and they have tons of special events. So the Maker Faire is a special event they've held for the last 5 years. It's like a giant science fair, pretty much. Bunch of robotics groups and people that just, inventors, pretty much, makers, crafters, just tons of fun. And I'll put in some pictures too while I talk about it. Because I took a lot of pictures, so hopefully I got to go through the pictures off my camera. But yeah, I'll snag a few pictures and put them in here of what we saw at the Maker Faire. There was like these crazy like 5-person bikes and, you know, like an acrobatic show. And then of course like just all the robotics teams, and oh, there was someone dressed as Tom Baker or Doctor Who, the scarf, and he had to have been burning up, but I tried to snap a picture of that, but that was somebody in the way talking. So, and we were trying to like get out at that point, so the kids were dying. We were there for quite a while, so the kids did good, but they were just certainly ready to go by the time we go. But we hemmed and hawed, like, are we gonna go? Aren't we gonna go? And then like midweek last week, I got a picture in my Instagram feed from the Henry Ford that they were going to have some of the artifacts. I keep calling it artifacts, but whatever. I mean, they're old, but they were old Atari. I'm just gonna keep calling them artifacts from the dig. They did a dig when Atari kind of folded. They pretty much just like threw all their stuff in a landfill. And we watched a whole documentary on it, so I don't know all the details. But basically, it was always speculation whether or not this these Atari stuff was was really there. So specifically, it was like the E.T. game, because the rumor was the E.T. game was such a flop that they just trashed them all and buried them all. But really, I think it was Atari itself was going under, and they just got rid of their stuff and just put it in the landfill. So a group of people, you know, organized the official dig of this site that supposedly the stuff was, to see if it really was true, or if it was just, you know, a rumor. And it was there. They found all the stuff. So some of these artifacts, like the old E.T. game and an old Atari, they had on display there. So I saw that picture on the Instagram. I'm like, oh, we just watched this thing. That was so cool. And then number two, the woman who sold me my wheel, so Miss Millie, who sold me my wheel, Millie, was gonna be there doing spinning demonstrations. There was a whole needle craft area where they were teaching people to knit, crochet, spin, cross stitch, weave. So she was gonna be there, and she's like, "Hey, if you're gonna be there, you know, I'll bring the lazy cape for you." Okay, so that was reason two. Like, okay, so I texted my husband, okay, we gotta go to the Maker Faire. Number one, Atari. Number two, my lazy cape. And the weather was supposed to be nice, and we didn't have any other plans, so Maker Faire. So I got my lazy cape. Look at that. Excited to actually use a real lazy cape. Not that it's really gonna be much different, but it's nice to have an official and not a applesauce box. I got my shirt. That's their like logo, and I have a hoodie that I got the first year we were there. So it's got a robot on it, which is kind of cool. But the back just says "Make." So I thought this was a nice shirt, so I got a shirt. We bought my mother-in-law some cool little robot. Well, they're called brush bots. We didn't get a chance to open them up, but we took them to her for her birthday. But then you make these little robots that you can kind of race. So that was cool. Oh, and then they had a whole Star Wars, like there's I don't know the name, and I should have looked it up. It's like the 501 Garrison or something, but it's like a whole Star Wars reenactment team. So they were there, so that was my favorite part, because that was just so cool. There's like stormtroopers walking around, Darth Vader, and like Jedis, and like tons of droids, like R2-D2, and then our buddy R2-D2 from the same one that was at the library, if I remember talking about May. It was May 4th weekend, so May the 4th be with you. We met R2-D2. But C-3PO was there too, and that was cool. We just kind of snapped a picture. We weren't gonna wait in line to meet him because it was crowded and the kids were still kind of, you know, they were all over the place. But that was really cool. They had all this set up. So, but the same guy with R2-D2 was there. But there were other R2-D2s there too, so he wasn't the only one. But we got, I think, yeah, we got a picture with my husband and Emily have a picture with a stormtrooper, so that was fun. So that was really cool. And then, what else was there? My husband went on some weird little rocket ship ride. He said it was pretty silly, but that was that. Yeah, but we got there around 10 o'clock. I don't think we left until after 1. So that was a long time for the kids and for us to be there. And we didn't have a stroller, so they were hoofing it, so they were tired. So at the end, actually, when we were leaving, we noticed, like, there's something going on up front. Should we go look at it, or should we just go? And we're like, let's just go check it out. So they were having, like, remote control, tiny little remote control, like, units. I don't know what they were. They weren't really planes. I don't know. Drones, that's what they were. They were little remote control drones, and they were having a race. So we watched that for a few minutes, and I said, can you just go get the car? Because we parked far, too. I mean, we got there early enough that we probably could have parked closer, but it was already getting busy, so my husband just pulled into the first lot we saw and parked. And we're like, whoa, okay, this was far. We should have parked closer. So by the end of the day, the kids were never going to make it. So I said, just go get the car, please. And so he went and got the car. We watched the drones for a bit, and he got the car. Yeah, and when he got back, he's like, yeah, that was a long walk. He's like, I'm winded. So yeah, then we made it home, and what did we do when we got home? I think we ended up going out to Target and Meijer, doing some random shopping, and yeah, and then we went to bed relatively, well, I think we stayed up till 10. We were just vegging out on the couch. But I got a lot of car knitting. Well, no, I didn't. I started car knitting, which I tout that I like car knitting because, you know, it's time that I really don't get distracted. But I messed up what I was working on, number 1. Number 2, the roof was off the Jeep. We have a Wrangler, and it was kind of windy. So it's like I messed up and I tried to fix it, and then I messed up again, and then I couldn't fix it at that point. And then we're going under tunnels, like, because we're on the freeway. So then it's like dark. I'm like, okay. Jim's like, just put it away, just put it away. So I really didn't get any car knitting done on the way, because it was about an hour drive, so didn't really get any done there. And of course didn't touch it on the way back. Got home and fixed it. So we made it work. But Sunday we went to my in-laws' cottage, which is again another hour or so drive. That day I got a lot of car knitting done, but it was gorgeous and hot again. It was like mid-80s, upper 80s, hot. But we went out on the boat, we went swimming, we had, it was my mother-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday again, Mary, if you're watching. But we had some really good cake, which is my favorite part. But I got a lot of knitting done on the way. I got some spinning done there, so that was kind of nice and relaxing. Kids are playing. I get to spin a little on my spindle, of course. So yeah, it was great. And then last night, so my dad called me last week. He's like, hey. Well, a couple weeks ago, he's like, hey, I want tickets to Kelly Clarkson. I'm like, okay, that's fun. Cool. I mean, I don't listen to her or anything, but like, oh, that's cool. And he likes her, so he's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And well, he called me later this week. He's like, hey, do you want to go with me if I pick up the tickets? He won them off the radio station. He hadn't picked them up yet, but he's like, if I managed to go get them, because he had to drive all the way to Detroit for him, do you want to go? And I said, well, sure. I mean, we're going to the cottage, but we'll be home. You know, the show doesn't start till 8 o'clock. So she didn't come on till 9. Like, sure, we'll be home usually we're home by 6, at the latest. So, and yeah, we were home by 4:35. No, we left at 4:30. We were home by 6, yeah. Sorry, I just kicked my tripod. That's what that shaky was. So yeah, we got home at 6, and so I went over to my dad's around 8, and he's literally 5 minutes from the venue. And I'm only 10 minutes from my dad, so headed over there, and then we went to see the show. We got there around 8, got perfect parking spot. If if you're in the area and you're aware of Pine Knob, they have a parking lot, and then they have the hill that you park on, which is like the lawn. And it's a far-ish walk. It's not really that far, but we got like right on the edge of the hill, facing the exit. So we, you know, didn't matter. We walked in. You know, we weren't in any hurry. It was already crowded. We had lawn seats. We walked up to the top of the hill. There's this bar up there, like just like a wooden deck, and they have beer and stuff. And we got a drink and hung out on just a little, you know, pub style table that you kind of lean on. Well, we were just gonna hang out there, and we were watching the opening and just chatting away. And then Kelly Clarkson started, and you know, we're still just hanging out. And who knows? We probably would have left early at that point, but you know, we would have hung out for a bit and then probably headed out. But instead, some worker from DT or Pine Knob, whatever you want to call it, came up and said, "Hey, is it just the two of you?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "How would you like? Here, why don't you take these?" And totally gave us tickets to like seats, and they were pretty good seats. It was you know, kind of center stage ish, and you know, halfway in. So yeah, we got seats. So we went and we sat down and had another drink and enjoyed the show. And you know, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Kelly, but she was great. She put on a good show. She sounds great. She's got a good voice. So and my dad had fun and I had fun. So we had fun, and then we stopped back at my dad's house and had a drink, and I headed home. So I didn't get home till like 12:30, and that's why I'm tired. So, but it was fun. I got some nice quality time with my dad. So, but yeah, that was cool. So, you know, obviously it wasn't a sold out show, so that's why they were passing out some tickets. But yeah, we were just in the right place at the right time. So it was a beautiful night. I mean, again, it was beautiful for a concert because it's an outdoor venue. So that was cool. So that was a whirlwind of a weekend. So I haven't had a weekend like that in a while, and it was a lot of fun. The kids were good. You know, they didn't really have too many major meltdowns or anything. Nothing out of the ordinary or extreme, so that's good. So yeah, okay. Sorry, that went on a lot longer than I thought it would. I'm on my second cup of coffee because yeah, I'm just tired. I got some errands to run after this, so I need to get the show on the road. Oh, we did got some souvenirs walking around, so I like Bell's beer. It's a local brewery, local-ish. It's like Kalamazoo or something. So I got some buttons, got an orange one too, and then these buttons the kids got, which I like it, and those are perfect for me. This one's sideways. There it goes. It says, "I am a maker." I got 2 of those, so totally keeping those because I am a maker. So that was it. So knitting. Let's talk about knitting. There's the big old bag. So, earlier this week, I did some V-cans this week. Did I do 2? Yeah, I had my own on Friday, and then I did one on Tuesday? I don't remember. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. So on Tuesday's V-can, I did, and that's the video knit night, I made some cats. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did post a picture of my cat. So I haven't got any further than what you saw on Instagram. I got four cat bodies all stuffed and ready for faces and tails. So, but yeah, that's good. Ooh. Cat down. I got 2 more on my shelf that are done, so that's 6 cats. And I got a lot of packages that are going to be going out soon, so I'm trying to make sure everyone gets a little buddy. Got the watch cat. They gotta watch after the package. I don't know. So that was that, and that's just fisherman's wool. All the info on those are on my project page with my cat lady mascot, as I'm calling them. Size needles, the pattern modifications I used, and that's Beans the cat was the original pattern. The second project. Oh, I'm losing stitches. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Was I mid-row? Oh. What the heck did I do here? Oh, apparently I stopped mid-row, which is... Okay, give me a minute. I'll probably just fast forward through this. Okay, there it is. Okay. Ha! Hey, hey. So I'm working on a shawl that apparently I stopped mid-row. This is the Spearmint Tea shawl pattern. Seriously. I am calling it the lavender tea because I'm using a lavender gradient yarn. But this is where this is gonna be a pain to hold up, but and it's all curly and whatever, but so where's my little taggy thing? This is where I left off. So I got, okay, I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, so that's where I left off. That's what I did. You can see the color changing now. Now, the pattern says you're supposed to do this little ridge row when you hit a color change, but I really wasn't sure when the color change was coming. So that said, you know, it said when the color change or 42 rows down approximately if you're using a solid. So I just did the 42 and then it said again another 19 rows. So I did the 42, the first ridge, and then the 19, which is like right there. So hopefully it looks okay when it's done. I mean, the ridges are just kind of the break up the stockinette a little bit, but it was supposed to kind of be at the color shift. But it's kind of hard to tell when you're knitting, like when the color changes. It's like all of a sudden like, oh, the color's changing. That's kind of how I felt about this. But this is my gradient yarn from Love Knots on Etsy, Rachel, who also has the Love Knots podcast that I've talked about before. So I can't believe I did that. So gently stick it back in my bag and buzz in my mouth. So, okay, so I'm working on that. So I did a few rows of that in. And I think I worked on that on the VKN. What did I do that I stopped in the middle of the row? I would not have stopped at the VKN. Boy, I must have been working outside with the kids too. But I had the VKN on Friday night. Maybe I didn't work on the shawl. Or maybe I had a few beers. Maybe I did stop mid-row. I don't know. But that was ridiculous. So, my card knitting project. I'm very excited to show this off. Also on the VKN. I really am having trouble saying that. I said, as I mentioned before, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or if I would just mention it on talking, but I wanted to cast on the toe for my second paw track sock. Here's the first one. Still didn't weave in the ends, or block it or anything, but here's my first paw tracks. But I said I should cast on the toe. Look, I fuzz my mouth. So that while I'm driving, I can work on it. So I cast on the toe during my Friday's VKN, and that was it. I said I'll work on the toe because the ongoing gag is that I can't do anything productive on a VKN without screwing it up. And I did still screw it up because I had an extra stitch or I was missing a stitch or something. My stitch count was wrong. Like I missed an increase or something. So I just added it in there. It was just the toe, so it didn't really matter. So there's my little marker of where I started, the bottom. So yeah, I did the toe increases and up until I think I was due to start the pattern, and then I stopped that. So that when I was in the car, I could just do the pattern repeats. So, in the car, started the pattern repeats. Well, you know what? The pattern's wrong. And that didn't help me, because I'm working along, I'm like, this isn't right. This is not right. And then I screwed something up trying to pull it out, and that's when all heck broke loose, and I just threw it in the glove box. So I got home, I did a search on the Ravelry project page as far as other people's project, and yes, someone else was like, hey, this isn't right. Row such and such is supposed to be this. So, yes, because I'm like doing it, I'm like, this isn't right. And I'm like, I think it's supposed to be this, but I didn't want to do it because I'm like, okay, because the left sock is different than the right sock because you're reversing. Okay, so this is the right sock. So the cat paws are on the outside of each leg. So I mean, if I made this like this, then you'd have paws on the inside, paws on the outside, which I mean wouldn't matter, but they're mirror image really. So the pattern was slightly different. You had to reverse it. So yeah, I'm going through. I'm like, this isn't right. So you know, so yeah, I mean, so day one I got through one. Like, I don't know if I did anything. I don't really remember now. So I was pretty disappointed. I was having a bad day as it was. The kids were kind of grumpy in the morning on the way to the Maker Faire. So, I mean, they were good this weekend, but yeah, it was a bad morning, kind of. So that did not help me at all. I was just like, I'm surprised I didn't just toss it out the roof. So yeah. So on the way to the cottage, though, and the way home, so another 2-ish hours of driving total. I whipped through it as soon as and I did work on it a little bit at home. Once I knew the pattern was right, I did a little bit at home. I'm like, okay, let me get through some of it. So here's my paw track sock. It's coming along pretty well, now that it's right, and I have it pretty much memorized, finally. Only took a sock and a half to really get it. And then I'm like, of course, I got my little kitty, my little lucky cat stitch marker I got from Sue. So, jingles, I love it. My husband's like, why does it jingle? Like, why doesn't it jingle? I like it. He's like, do you want me to make it stop jingling? No. So, I said, this would be perfect for bedtime knitting, right? In the bed? I mean, it doesn't jingle too much, but it does jingle, and I like it. And it's a cute little cat. And it's in my cute little pink cat bag. So, finally got my drawstrings on there. I did that this week because it just was sitting here with no string on there. So, pink cat socks, pink cat bag with the kitty cat stitch marker. Really, this is perfect. So, this is just Premier Yarns Deborah Norville Serenity sock in hot pink. It's not hot pink. Say that every time. So there's that. And I think I'm gonna have enough. I had a good decent chunk of this left over of the last ball, so I should have the same amount left over theoretically on this one. So I might make Emily some tube socks. And yes, if you are doing paw track socks, please look at my project notes to get the left sock addendum. I'm going to email this lady, because I mean, someone else has noticed. It's just nobody contacted her, or because I mean, I easily could say, okay, I'm making this change, but not, you know, she'll figure out. Someone else will email her, right? So I don't know if everyone's thought that. The person with the pattern correction said I learned the hard way, and it's not that noticeable. So I don't know if everyone's just gone through it. I gotta talk to Mandy. Mandy Pinecone, if you're watching, I gotta talk to you, see what you did with your socks. So she was doing the paw track socks too. So I'm wondering if she noticed that, or if she just went with what the pattern said and they look okay. Because I mean, it's just shifted off. It's off a stitch, pretty much. It's just like instead of a knit, it's a free pattern, so I'm not really giving anything away. Instead of a knit 9 on the second, it's for the first 3. It was like, okay, you knit all even rows. So row 1, 3, 5 is the pattern for one of the paws. So it said knit 9, knit 9, knit 9. Well, it's supposed to be knit 9, knit 8, knit 9 because it's staggered. So it's like the, you know, because it's kind of the paw is going this way. So if you have the knit 9, knit 9, knit 9, then the circle's kind of all in the same place-ish. On the one side at least, because then it would shift the other way. But that doesn't make any sense unless you know the pattern. But yeah, so I was on my list to contact the designer and see if she's aware of this mistake, if there's a reason why she hadn't fixed it, because yeah, it's kind of a bummer. It really ticked me off. So, but we're through it. We made it. So that was knitting. It was a lot of knitting. So sewing, I have a lot of bags this week. I've been working my butt off to get bags done because I feel like I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and then some. I have like 10 bags that I'm making for people. So, so here's a spindle bag that's going somewhere, and I don't want to, well, some of these people know already, but some people don't know yet, so what exactly they're getting, so I don't want to show, I have their name, I have like little post-it notes on the top, so, but I want them to be surprised, so this is another one going somewhere. And it's another one. She knows she's getting this one. And another one. I should be showing the insides, but whatever. And I think you've seen this one already, but this one's been claimed. I almost debated to keep it myself, but I gave her a choice between two, and she picked this one. So here's the bag for the catalog, since it's got all the stuff in it. So so yeah, those are those bags, and then I finally finished my kind of prototype bag that was a different pattern. Can't remember the name of the tutorial, but I'll put the tutorial in the notes. So this was more of like a little purse style, and it's kind of the same size, to be honest. I'll use, oh, my cats are in my cat bag. I mean, it's really, as far as the space inside, it's pretty comparable. Obviously this has the nice flat bottom, but this would work for a small project. I'm not sure. To be honest, if you had 2 cakes of yarn and you were doing 2 at a time socks, you know, it's got a magnetic closure that you could funnel both strands through the magnetic closure. But it's a nice little bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if it's worthy of a giveaway. I have 2 of them, because the fat quarter was enough for 2, so I just did different color handles. So tell me what you think of those. I mean, I like them, but I think I like the drawstrings better. These ones are easier to make, so I mean, these would be nicer to make, because the drawstring bags are kind of a pain in the butt. But those were all my bags, so I'm pretty excited by that. Where'd my lid go? I got a whole pile of fabric that's I kind of paired up to make a few more bags, so interior, exterior, accent, whatever. So that's that, and I got some new fabric in there. Just a couple pieces. I'll show you when I talk about that. And then spinning. So yesterday was the last day of Tour de Fleece. I kind of sputtered at the end. I still did my spinning every day, but it wasn't it wasn't like, I didn't have like a new thing every day like I was at the beginning. It was like, okay, I was spinning small quantities too. So now that I'm getting into like larger quantities, it's taken a long time, and I'm spinning relatively thin just because I'm just testing it out and playing, and you know, eventually I'll try thick and thin and try to spin for specific weights. But right now I'm kind of just spinning for thin because I like the thin yarn. It makes more yardage, and I can make socks and shawls and stuff maybe with it. But I finished, and this is pretty nice. I like this. I don't know what it is. See, this was another random. I could probably make I could probably make a cowl with this. I have and then one of the ones I have that is white, natural colored. It's a little thicker, but you know, I could do a striped scarf or something, and that could look cool. But this is my finished yarn. I love this one. It turned out so nice. I attempted to Navajo ply, and it was an absolute failure. Absolute failure. It kept breaking, and then it started off real good. It was doing good. Then it kept breaking, and I kept rejoining it. It was doing okay. So then I Googled, and they're like, maybe there's not enough twist in your single. So I tried rerunning my single through, and then some of it just was like over twisted, disastrous. So I stopped that, and I broke it. And then I attempted to Navajo it again, and it just turned into some just giant mess. So check out that on Instagram if you want to see a big fail, spinning fail. So I scrapped that. I ended up just rolling that little ball up, and I'm using that to tie off the ends of miscellaneous yarn, because yeah, it's pretty much useless, and there's not a ton of it, but still. So yeah, I'm using it as my ties. You can see right there. So this, yeah, that, or maybe not. Maybe that's just the actual thing. I thought I used it in here, but maybe not. Anyways, I just 2-plied it. Center pull ball, pull the one from the center and the one from the outside. Voila. Had a few hiccups with that, but usually that works pretty well, but my ball winder sucks. So I think it did something weird. So when I was pulling from the center, it was pulling out chunks and it was getting tangled on itself, but it worked eventually. So that is that. And it's 230 yards, I think I said I came up with in this one. That's pretty decent yardage. So if I take that and the yardage from the other one, which might be 100 yards or something, that's a good amount. So need to knit up something with that. I've been working on this, and this has been an ongoing spindle project. I'm getting close to being, I had 2 bats of this stuff here. This is just all my stuff I had left on, didn't finish. So that's what this is doing. It's real sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. It's got like that fire star in it or something. But I have 2 whole bats of this, so this is still working on the first bat, and it's getting heavy, and it's breaking a lot when I'm trying to spin because it's heavy. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to take this off the spindle. Maybe onto the Lazy Kate. I don't know, that's probably be a pain. I don't know the easy way to get this onto a bobbin. Google it. But anyways, and then spin the second bat separate, and then I'll have 2 separate bats that I can ply. I think that's what I'll do, because there's no way I'm gonna fit. It's getting heavy. There's no way I'm gonna fit a whole second bat on here, because this thing, like I said, it's like, the stuff is, whatever this is, it's a little slippery, because it's just, I mean, it's not super soft. I don't think it's merino, but it might be a merino blend. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's got a little slickness to it, so when it's heavy, like, when the spindle's heavy like this, it just, ask the VKNers, I'm dropping the spindle every 2 seconds, so yeah. Then from Millie at the Maker Faire, she gave me a little sampling of I can't remember what she called it, but I'll have to look it up. It's some sort of a plant fiber though, so it's pretty soft. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but there's something to play with. And this, I think, this was part of my random ramblings of stuff, and it came in a big tangled mess, so I kind of floofed it out and brushed it, but I think it belongs in here, but now it's just this big chunk of pink. So I'm thinking play with some blending. So I got that, I got this, and I got this random piece that came from the Shetland. It was just like, what was I gonna do with it? Like the stuff I dyed in the rainbowy color, pastel rainbow. So maybe I'll just play with blending all those together. That could be fun, and just make a little sampling of something. So on the wheel, I obviously don't have the wheel with me, it's downstairs, but I figured I'd show you what I was working on. I have 4 ounces of this, and so I just started it. I think I might have 1.5 ounces left. But this is the Merino Tencel Nylon Fire Star. SW Merino, I don't know what that means. So some sort of merino. This is from Jella's Fibers. This was again given to me by Wiley with a bunch of stash stuff, but this was a decent amount. This was like not a bit or bob. This was a whole thing. So this is spinning up pretty thin and pretty nice. It's going pretty smooth as far as merino goes. I've heard horror stories, so this is going well. And it's kind of a bat form, so I've been pulling off and pre-drafting first. So here's one of my pre-drafted little donuts here. I just figured I'd bring that up to show you. And this is nice and soft. I like this. It's a pretty color. So yeah, I'm going to try to Navajo ply that. I'm determined to get it right. So after my Navajo ply fail, talk to a few of my crafty friends and fellow podcasters, and Jen from Uncreative Crafter sent me a link to a tutorial that I looked over, and think I was going too fast. I think I was just trying to rush through it, and I wasn't holding the loop open enough, so I kept kind of losing the loop, and it would get too small, and I tried to pull this thin thread, thin ply through it, and then it'd break. So I need to pinch farther up so that my loop is big, pull it through, then go, pinch before my loop gets too small, pull it through, then go, you know. So, and slow down a bit, because I was trying to go fast, so I'm going to try it again with this. Because this is spinning nice and pretty thin, so, and, you know, if I'm lucky, it'll come out to be this weight again. I don't know what this is. I haven't done, and, you know, there's some thicker and thinner spots, but this is it's close to fingering, maybe a DK. I don't know. I have to do a wraps per inch test of it if I want. Again, I don't know what this is, so it's like, do I really take the time to do all this, like, sampling when I don't even know what it is? I guess for finding a pattern, but I think I'm just going to do a scarf with this in the white. I think a stripy scarf would be kind of cool. So, Jen also sent, or we were talking patterns, so Jen pointed me in the direction of a lot of cool patterns, so I'll probably try one of those. So that's the spinning. So Tour de Fleece is officially over. I still have full intentions of trying to spin something every day, because that's just a cool way to get better and learn, and I want to get through some of the stash so I can dive into my, not that I can't dive into my raw, but I've kind of been saving it for last. And speaking of which, I am heading to the post office today. I don't have the clock. I don't know what time it is. Look at my iPad here. Okay, 10:15, we're doing all right. But I need to go to the post office today to send somebody a pack. I need to send them a prepaid package, just empty package that they're gonna stuff with Cormo, which is a merino cross sheep, I think. But it's supposed to be like real soft, like merino, but like, you know, is it a Cordale merino? I don't know. I'll look at my book again. I read about it a little bit, but it's supposed to, I was just reading about it, and then someone in a spinning group that I'm in said, hey, you know, I'm going to offer everyone some free Cormo, just send me, she breeds her sheep, so she said just send a package for me to stuff it and I'll send it. So I'm going to go, and so it's free-ish. I mean, I got to pay for postage, but it's not like, you know, I think she says she sells it usually for $20 a pound, so if I can get even a half a pound for whatever, $10, or, well, that would be paying the full price. Yeah, I'm going to see how much I can get for as cheap as possible. So, I don't know. You know, I'm going to send the package or whatever. It's nice of her to offer this for free. So, I'm going to try to, some people are saying just send a flat rate mailer inside, just a plain old envelope. So I'm going to go to the post office and talk to the staff and see the best way of shipping it. I think she's in California, so. But I might be getting some free Cormo, free-ish Cormo, cost of postage. Better than buying it flat out. So that'd be cool. Again, I'll have to wash it and process it and whatever, but that'll be fun. So that's that. So, stash. So I lost my internal struggle to order things from Nitpicks. Every single person I ever talked to, watch their podcast, whatever, was ordering Felici. I've never touched the stuff before. I've never ordered yarn from Nitpicks, actually. I've ordered notions and needles and stuff, but I never ordered yarn. And I keep getting their emails, and I keep seeing people ordering it. I'm like, you know what? Alright. Alright, I give up. I try not to order stuff too much because I'm on a budget. You know, so, but my husband's like, hey, I got some video games coming up that I'm going to order next month. I'm like, hey, you still planning on ordering those video games? Because, you know, I think I'm going to order some yarn. So it's kind of a fair trade-off. He gets to spend fun money on stuff, so I get to spend fun money on stuff. And of course, I had to get free shipping, so I couldn't just order a ball of yarn. So, they didn't have the color I wanted. I'm still sad that they didn't have Baker Street. It was already sold out. I've been eyeing that since the, you know, the Fleecy came back, and it's just a little too late. But I got Mosaic I got 2 of those. So those are pretty. It's kind of a muted rainbowish, which is kind of funny because looking next to the next one, Gummy Bear, it really is just like a muted gummy bear. So these will kind of be interchangeable socks. Maybe I'll just do the same pattern for both of them, and then I can just kind of mix and match. So then I got Gummy Bear, and a lot of my other crafty friend podcaster group have Gummy Bear, so we're going to do a Gummy Bear knit along. So yeah, that'll be fun. They're very soft. And if you've never heard of it or whatever, it's a superwash merino nylon. 50 grams. So, but yeah, look at the 2 next to each other, Mosaic and the Gummy Bear. They're really hard to tell. Kinda. Which one's which? Okay, this one's a little brighter. That's the Gummy Bear, but, you know, both gonna be a cool rainbowy stripe. Then their promo, which is going on, which, like a couple days later, they changed the promo, which would have been better, but that's right. I got a free ball comfy. So this is a Pima cotton acrylic blend. It is pretty soft. I do like it. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's a cotton acrylic. I mean, would that make a good washcloth? I don't know. Oh, speaking of which, I had some other yarn. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, maybe it's in there. Okay, anyways. So that was that. And then I got, again, I had to get free shipping. So I'm in a swap, so I bought one, and I don't think she watches, so Sue, if you are watching, please turn away for a minute, because one of these is for you. But I'm pretty sure, I know, or not Sue, Lynn. Sue does watch. Lynn, if Lynn is watching, which I don't think she does, but, from Two Tangled Skeins, Sue watches. Lynn's only watches a handful of podcasts, so. But this was, I figured, we're doing a swap. So I wanted to get some kind of fun yarn. So this is Hawthorne Fingering. And I'm not going to say the colorway names, just in case. Well, I guess I will. Whatever, I don't know. Alberta Arts is this one. And it's really cool, I really like that. It's kind of fun. And then Lads Edition. This one's really cool too. So one of these is staying home with me, the other one's going on a trip. So pretty sure I know which one, but still thinking about it. And then I was just mentioning last week that, hey, you know that big old book that I got from the library that I said, you know, I need to buy this because I really like it. I bought it. It's only 20 bucks. It's on sale. So 20 bucks and then the yarn, and I was pretty much right over the shipping and not too much over the free shipping, which is 50. So I got my book. Got some fun yarn. Got some. Oh, okay. So that was my knit pick stash. So I'm very excited about that. And then I got some fabric on the clearance section. Some Irish Hello Kitty, which I just think it's adorable. I like the rainbows. I like the green. So I think I'm gonna be making a bag for Emily because Emily's like, I want a bag. Oh no, she wants this one. This was another clearance. So I got some foxes and hearts. How cute are they? So Emily's gonna get a fox bag. Maybe I'll probably make a Hello Kitty bag for me. Maybe I thought maybe one of those bags for the giveaway would be for the 100 member giveaway. If I make that, it would be cute. So that's that. No, oh, I did do some perler stuff again. If Lynn is watching, turn away. I still don't think she watches, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And these aren't ironed yet, so but they're mustaches. And I'm gonna put magnets on them. I think that'll be cool. I got some obnoxious colors and then the black one. So she's got a yarn knit with a mustache on it, so I thought, well, this could be fun. Some little mustache magnets. So those are my perlers, which I haven't done, I haven't done any perler stuff in a while, so that was fun. I did that on Friday. I got some ribbon. I'm going all over the place now. Use this for a handle. I was thinking for the Hello Kitty bag. So That just fell in the cart at Meijer. My husband's like, what's this? I'm like, oh, I need it. Like, it's $2. Get over it. Oh, and then I got, again, these things just fall in my cart. I got some more cotton sugars, sugar and cream cotton. I just thought these were fun colors. I'm gonna make some, these will definitely make some dish rags. So yeah, because it's just 100% cotton, right? Pretty sure. Yep. But these were fun colors. These little browns, and then it's kind of a darker, kind of reminds me of fall colors. So, got a couple of those. Got some deodorant. I don't know why that's in my bag. I have to take it out. And I get these things at Meijer, and they just kind of all end up together. So yeah, was that all my stash, I think? Fabric, nitpick, ribbon. Yep, okay, so that was stash. I think that's all I got. I'm running on an hour, as usual now, apparently. So this week, oh! I have a new craft on the horizon. Stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, so you can be surprised. I kind of started something, but I left it downstairs. So tune in next week. Maybe we'll talk about a new craft for the cat lady who crafts all the things except for weaving, Jen. The uncreative crafter wants me to start weaving, which I'm, you know, to be honest, okay, I got a lot of years left of crafting. I have a feeling weaving will enter that. Same with a loom. I want to get like one of those, you know, loom knitting things, because those look fun. But yes, she's like, all that hand spun you can use up lots of stash or like scraps for weaving. But she's like, you craft all the things you need to weave. So I probably will eventually, but not right now. I got so much other stuff going on that weaving is just not going to enter that. Unless you want to buy me a loom, or whatever you call it, a loom? Is it a weaving loom? See, I don't even know. I have no clue. No idea how to weave. So you can buy me a loom and then come visit and give me a tutorial, and then we'll talk. How's that? So, but yes, I have another craft on the horizon, so stay tuned for that. And we'll do our giveaway, and then we'll get the heck out of here. So, the giveaway is for the Grimes Shawl Pattern. In the group, which I locked the thread last night, I had 19 entries, so 18 entries. So I am generating a number between 2 and, let me make sure, yep, 2 and 19. So I have random.org already set up, 2 to 19. Generate result 14. Alright, so post number 14 is Polly81. Am I showing it on there? Where is it? Okay, is that number 14? Where? Oh, I zoomed in too far. Okay, right underneath. There we go. Number 14, Polly81. So send me a PM, or I'll send you a PM. I don't know. I don't know the best way to do these things, but we'll be in contact, and I will be in contact with Megan, and she will gift you the pattern. So, or I'll just tell her to gift you the pattern, and I'll say, hey, check your patterns. You won. So, very cool. Yeah, he follows me on Instagram, and, you know, we chat and like each other's things all the time, so that's cool. Very cool. So thanks everybody for chiming in on that, and thanks again to Megan for donating the pattern. That was the shawl I test knitted for her, so that was very nice of her to offer a pattern. And check out her other pattern. She's got some really other nice shawls. There's a shawl, I think, the Carrie shawl, I think it's called. That looks really pretty. That I need to get that one, so I can try that one because that looks fun. I think it's another, I don't know if it's another kind of boomerang style, or what, but it's it looks, she keeps posting the ones she's working on Instagram, like, oh, that is so pretty. So and I think, and she's got some other stuff and she's working on, and so yeah, check her out, Megan Sanders, on Ravelry. And I think that's all I got. So I got a new craft I'm working on this week. I got some more bags to get together. Gonna finish my, so I'm totally at the heel. That's right, at my paw track sock. I stopped there because I gotta do the heel. So that's pretty cool. So I'll do the heel and then I'll have to work on the legs. So that's really good. And I can block those. So maybe, I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. Maybe there'll be some card knitting this weekend. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think we have anything going on. But maybe I'll have them done by next week. We'll see. Yeah. Probably do a little spinning. I got nothing major, just little bits of everything. So yeah, that's all I got this week, and I hope everyone has a good week. I hope everyone enjoys the weather whatever the weather is. It's still pretty hot here. It's gonna be a really hot week, so try to get outside, play in the water, pull out the water toys and stuff. So that's all I got for you this week, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And again, sign up for the catalog, throw in your finished objects. Again, stay tuned for a 100-member giveaway. If you have anything you want to donate to the prize, please let me know. And that's all she wrote. I will see you next week. Bye.